Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The other big breaking news over the weekend is Evgeni Malkin is injured again. JT, why don't you bring us up to speed on this?
It looked harmless during the game. I was watching the game. He got hit by Dalton Prout. It was just his arm was against his body, and the guy came in and hit him. It was a clean hit. He left the game and actually came back for like a shift. Then he left again. They're not saying exactly what it is because in hockey they never tell you the real injury. So they're saying it's an upper body injury.
We're arguing.
It's an upper body injury. They said 6 to 8 weeks. The playoffs start in 4, so chances are the first round he's done. Which I don't think the Penguins will even. I personally don't even know if they can get past the first round.
If they get there.
Yeah.
Now it's in question because they don't.
Well,
do
today
very
was a
well.
big. Today
It was a huge win for
a
them
huge
today.
win on the road at New York with Lundqvist and that beating them 5-3, and that's twice in a row now they've beaten.
Rangers had a great
Lundqvist.
first period too.
Yeah, they came out. I thought Pittsburgh was done. Fleury does enough. Fleury does great. Crosby does his job, but the Penguins just don't have enough right now. Malkin's are, as much as I love Crosby, Malkin's their go-to guy when it comes to something scoring goals.
Can I ask a question? I was reading Rossi's article in the Trib this morning, and it was backed up off the Martavius Bryant. Time to let Bryant go, and it's time to ship Malkin out of town. That was pretty much what his read was on. At least that's the way I read it. Why, if Malkin is carrying the team and he's the best player on the team, why is everybody so quick to ship Malkin out? Why doesn't anyone ever talk about shipping Crosby out?
Malkin's easier to Malkin is a better offensive player than Crosby. I do believe that, but Crosby as a whole, as an NHL player, does a lot more than Malkin does when it comes to face-offs and playing in the defensive end. Malkin takes shifts off, which most Russians do, but Malkin can also bring you back a truckload of talent, and it's getting to that point, though. You can't. You wait a couple more years, and it ain't gonna happen.
Ivan Drago never took off his shift against Rocky in that fight. I must break you.
He still lost it, right? Now Malkin could give you a lot back, but you got to do it in the next year or two.
Could Crosby not bring a lot back?
Oh, Crosby can bring a ton back, but
Who would bring more back? Let me just ask you this, seriously. 100% wholeheartedly, do you really feel that the Penguins will win another Stanley Cup under Crosby's leadership?
Not with the talent that they put around them. I mean, they have talent around them.
How much talent does a guy need? I mean, Christ.
They don't have they get talent, but they don't mesh it together. Like Chicago has about the same amount of talent as Pittsburgh, but they mesh it. I don't know if it's the coach or their system.
They're missing players like Tyler Kennedy. They're missing like heart players.
Role players.
I actually think they have a better team this year than they've had in the last 3 years with like Connor Sheary and Scott
You're right.
Wilson.
Yeah, I think that we saw that today because I thought that Connor Sheary had a great game.
He just got
And I
called
think
right
that
back up.
line's been playing well the last couple. So I like the.
I mean, their problem is the trade for Kessel. He's soft. He has 20 goals, but I mean, Kessel playing with Crosby should be automatic. He should get 30, 40 goals. You would think.
That's what everybody
easily.
said at the trade. Well, there's 40. He's going to get his 40 now.
You would think.
Not even close.
Nah, 20. I don't know what to say. I mean, Hornquist is probably their best, like the guy that puts the puck in the net the most. I mean, he just always seems to be around the net, does what he has to do. Crosby lately just doesn't take games over like he used to. That's the problem I see. Like Malkin could take a game over, but like I said, Malkin can also do something stupid and cost you, or like take a stupid penalty in the offensive end. Or Crosby don't do stuff like that. So if I had to trade one of the two, I would trade Malkin. But I honestly don't think that unless you get some couple really good wingers back and some draft picks or whatever, this team, something's missing from this team.
Is it time to ship them both out of town?
Nah, you can't do that. You got to keep one of the two.
Imagine how much talent you could get if you ship them both out.
Yeah, but
You're talking about pissing off a fan base.
that's exactly what I was going to get at. That
I mean,
they
Tank's
draw-
actually another guy that could get traded. I mean, I thought he'd be traded, but actually during this season or before this season started. I mean, I love Derek Pouliot. We used to have so much young defensive talent. We don't really have it as much now, but I think the couple of trades they made to get Daly and Schultz, Letang could be the guy maybe get some talent for.
Do you think they make the playoffs? I don't think they do.
I think they do.
I think Philadelphia's going to catch them. Philadelphia's
I think
two
if
or
they
3
lose
points
today, I
behind.
might thought a little differently. But I think this team.
They play Philadelphia 3 times before the end of this season. Traditionally, they don't do well against Philadelphia. That's potentially a 6-point swing if they were there to lose all 3 games. Of course, I don't know. I think not having
I still
Malkin.
think they have just enough. I think Fleury's doing enough just to win these games when they have to win games. They ain't giving up a ton of goals. They keep the game sort of low scoring. Today was actually they scored 4 goals on Lundqvist. They got an empty netter at the end, but 4 goals on Lundqvist is, and they just beat him the other day. They knocked him out of the game in the second period, like a week ago. So I mean,
I'll say they got 3 goals. That one from behind the net that bounced off a skate and then off the dude's other skate and into the net. That's just a tough.
no, that's tough on Lundqvist, but I mean, it happens. That's something that
Goal's a goal. Don't get me wrong.
And the goal
but
the Rangers scored today too. They wrapped it around on Fleury.
that was pitiful.
Yeah, he usually don't give them kind of goals up, but
I hate seeing that. That's a one type of goal I hate when we give up. Is that wraparound because it's so weak.
yeah, that was a weak one. It was a weak one today, but it was a really good game. Like you said, the NBC game, Rangers came out flying. Penguins didn't look like they had a chance, and they battled. They battled good. The young guys look good. Sheary, Kolnick, they look good today.
Let me ask you another question. This is Crosby's 10th year in the league.
Kolnick, I mean, what's that?
Crosby's 10th year in the league, correct?
Something
Rookie
like that.
2005?
Yeah, it's about 10 or 11 because he was 18. He's just turned. You figure he's born 8/7 '87, so that puts him at.
Anyone got a calculator?
Puts him
Hold
at 13. He'll be 29 in.
He'll be
August.
72.
Let's see.
Jimmy's like,
1979.
Yes.
Now he'll be 29 in August. So yeah, this is his
29.
11th season.
Okay, so how many cups did you think, whenever he came into the league, that they would have won by now?
I thought with Malkin and Crosby, I thought 3 was a good number because I know how hard it is to win a cup. I thought they could at least win, like how I thought the Penguins would do what the Blackhawks have done with Taves.
And after they won their only one with him, how many did you think after that they were going to win?
I still thought 3.
3?
I think 3's like, see, considering we had Lemieux, we won 2, but Lemieux really didn't have another guy that was about the same talent as him, which that never could have happened.
No,
back then.
no.
But I mean,
Well, he had-
Malkin,
He
Crosby
had
has,
Yager.
He had Yager there.
That's true too.
But
Look at Yager.
that was Yager's rookie season too. He wasn't.
well, Yager won a cup the first 2 years he played in the league. How great
Yeah.
would that be?
He hasn't won one since.
No.
He played for every damn team in the league,
and,
too.
there's a player for longevity. People talk about like Peyton Manning retiring and stuff like that.
The Yager stats that they show on these.
Yes, that's
it's amazing. Some of the stuff.
yes.
Peyton Manning was 14
Yes.
when Yager played his first NHL
He
game.
had 2 championships and I think like 4 scoring titles. I think Sportsvival shared this too.
Yeah.
4 scoring titles or something like that before Peyton Manning even played a game.
He's actually played longer than I think it's 4 or 5 NHL franchises.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have even
There's. I think it's more than that.
Actually, it might be more than that. I know it's
think
like
there was
Tampa
like 8 of
Bay
them,
and
because
Tampa Bay, Ottawa, like teams like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
San Jose.
Teams that are gone, the Minnesota North Stars.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's nobody. You're right.
Hartford
Nobody
Whalers.
talks about it.
Yeah. Yeah. He was.
And he has no. He said he has no desire. Like there's no desire to quit. He's talking about coming.
And he
back
was
next
gone.
year.
And he was gone for 3 years.
That's what I also said. He'd be definitely the number 2 scorer in the NHL. He may be. I don't
Yeah.
think he'd be
No, he'd
knocking
never
on the
catch
door,
Gretzky, never.
but he would be in that ran. He might be in that realm to get 2,000 points very easily.
Yeah.
How many does Gretzky have? 2,400 or something? Someone look that up. But yeah, Yager.
It's-
Do you think it's a mistake not bringing Yager back whenever they had the opportunity to? What was that? 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
I always wanted to know what the story was on that because the news pretty much broke he was coming. Then all of a sudden he signed with Philly. It was like, and
Yeah.
I've heard under the table, under the grapevine that Lemieux was sort of jacked off. So I think something actually did transpire. Or,
You're right.
Yeah, they supposedly had the Penguins website ready to flash "Welcome Home."
that's what I
And so
heard too.
I remember sitting in front of my computer, just hitting reset, refresh, waiting for the damn screen to change, and all of a sudden it's not happening. And then all of a sudden you find out he signed with Philadelphia, and oh god, the internet went nuts.
It's actually like I honestly think if he plays 2 more years, 1 more year, I think he should end his career in Pittsburgh. But I don't know if it'll happen now. I mean,
I don't think.
even like our team this year, you couldn't use Yager as a 3rd-line winger. I know Florida's doing real well though, so they didn't even look to trade him. But I mean, a guy like Yager would help this team. Definitely would.
Do you realize if it wasn't? I admit it. I think Mario Lemieux is the greatest hockey player I've ever seen.
I agree.
But any other franchise, or if he wasn't here, that's probably the greatest hockey player since 1990. Is Jaromir Jagr.
No, there's no doubt. Jagr,
Other than Mario Lemieux playing, take Lemieux away. I know it's
if you look from the time that Lemieux got in the league in
84.
84, you have to say Jagr is top 3 player in the league from that time on. I mean,
Yeah.
Gretzky, Lemieux, and Jagr. I mean, you probably put in the.
What about Crosby? Do you say Jagr in his prime is better than Crosby in
but
his prime?
Jagger's done his career. Crosby hasn't touched it. No, I don't think.
I agree. I don't think.
Jagr could. The way I look at a player in any sport that's great is they take a game over consistently. Lemieux, I mean, Lemieux was a guy you would take you'd be watching the game. Okay, third line's on, fourth line's on, and you would actually sit in your seat a little bit. You'd move up in your seat because there's Lemieux, he's out there. You would actually know when Lemieux was on the ice, even from TV, not being at the game. And I don't get that with Crosby. I don't get that excitement. Like, okay, Crosby's on the ice now, something's going to happen. And I got that with Jagr. I got that with Lemieux. I got that with going to pick games with Larry Fitzgerald.
Hold on, stick to hockey. Calm down.
No,
In your Crosby shirt over there.
I'm just saying to my.
Wayne Gretzky.
I mean, I never rooted for them, so I mean,
No, but you want to see what.
I'm sure Gretzky had that.
And then do you say Mark Messier?
Let me just ask a question.
That's a great.
I think Messier was a guy that never really dominated. He was just so consistent for so many years. That's why he had so many points.
Kind of like a Ron Francis.
Yeah, Ronnie Francis, another one of them. They wouldn't dominate a game, but he's at the end of the game, he's like, he had 3 points.
All right, let's just stop, because did you notice every name that you mentioned come from that same era, the 80s to 90s era? Has the game just changed, and that's why these guys just because
the game's awful to watch, I think.
I think the goaltending now is just so much better than what it was.
It ain't
back
so much
then.
better. They're so much bigger.
You watch Mario Lemieux versus Chris Terreri.
Yeah, look how small Terreri was.
Yeah, Terreri was the size of my daughter with the book bag stuck to her face.
I mean, you got guys now shooting for a 3-inch spot up in the corner. That's what they had to shoot for. But back then, I mean, look how small. Brass was a big guy, and he looks so tiny compared to these goalies.
The chest protector is huge.
They got to cut that down. That's the only way. You can't make the nets bigger. You got to stick the nets.
The game's becoming unwatchable, I think.
It is. I mean, you got some talent in the league. John Tavares, Connor
He's
McDavid.
unbelievable.
They should be scoring 100 points a year with ease. I mean, Crosby should have 100 points a year with ease, and they're not even coming close.
I don't think anyone's cracked. What was the most anyone's cracked in the last 15 years?
We've had 100 in that.
Yeah, we've had 100, but
we haven't seen no 120s, 130s like we used to. I mean,
gone are the days where Gretzky would book. What was it? 201, 202. What was the record?
I think it's 204 is the record because Mario Lemieux had one.
I know the year that Gretzky broke the record, he had 92 goals, which is insane to even think of that. 92 goals in a season.
Brett Hull used to do that too. Remember that?
He scored 92 though, but he's in
no, he used to get up. Pavel Bure used to do that.
Well, Pavel Bure's rookie year scored almost 70. I think.
Yeah, but that was just a great. To me, that was the greatest era.
Because you figured the rookie years, Bure and Solani both scored over 60 goals their rookie season, the same year in the league. You're never going to see that again. You're not going to see 60 goals again, except Ovechkin, maybe.
Yeah, but he also shoots 7,000 shots.
Yeah, he shoots 800 times. Yeah. That's another problem with Crosby, though, too. Crosby just...
Too many passes back. Put it on net sometimes. That's all I want to see.
It's not even that. It's like, these passes sometimes make no sense. Like, Lemieux would just take the puck. Lemieux slowed the game down. Lemieux would come down, and he looked like he just stopped the game. Like, literally, like, the game stopped, and Lemieux just saw the ice, and you don't see that. Crosby just seems like he's always in a rush, and Lemieux's the only guy I've ever seen do that.
That's an exceptional player. I don't even think Wayne Gretzky had that. I think Wayne Gretzky was surrounded by fantastic players.
Surrounded by Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I think he was, where Mario wasn't.
But if you look, he was. Not in his early career, but in his...
he had Tocchet.
From 1990
I wouldn't really consider them Hall of Famers.
No.
Larry Murphy, Paul Coffey, we can keep going. Ron Francis.
Wait, that was definitely
a defenseman and another senator. But what wingers did he really work with?
Robbie Brown.
Yeah. Funny story about that. What's the Montreal's head coach at the time was it was like 92 or something like that. Robbie Brown had just come back or something. It was my favorite Robbie Brown quote because it was all about Mario Lemieux and how he was the greatest player ever. The Montreal head coach said, and he goes, Robbie Brown got 40 goals. 50 goals that 1 year, and he was like, big deal. He's playing on a line with Mario Lemieux. Mario Lemieux can get a fire hydrant 40 goals.
That's the truth, too. Lemieux would find a way. I'll never forget late in Lemieux's career, and I used to listen to Mark Madden, and Madden had a bet with him at the beginning of the year. Like Madden said, I'll give you, I think it was $2,500. We'll give the Lemieux Foundation.
I thought it was more than that.
It might have been more. If Lemieux scores off of a face-off,
Yep,
just scores right off of a face-off cleanly, and it took him I think a month, and he scored off the face.
And I remember he just turned and looked up to the press box and pointed at Mark. Yeah, that was.
I mean, that guy could do anything he wanted to. I mean, 5 goals, 5 different ways in one game. I still think is the greatest sports record in the history of sports. I think it's better than the hitting streak.
Really?
5 goals, 5 different ways. Just to even have a chance to score 5 goals.
You can't even get 5 goals in a freaking game now.
That's what I mean.
Not
If you
anymore.
score imagine you got to get a penalty shot, you got to get an empty netter, you got to score a power play, shorthanded, and even strength all in one game.
Yeah.
And that's never going to be done. Never going to be done.
No, absolutely.
Where I think the 56-game hitting streak probably will never be done. But if a guy gets hard enough, I mean, I could see that being done before 5 goals.
Favorite Lemieux goal?
It's got to be the cup against John Casey going down between the defense.
Yeah.
That one. I like the Chicago one.
Oh,
4.5 seconds left.
Yeah.
that was
and he
a set
ties-
play.
yeah.
Set play.
And he scores that goal, and you knew that was game 1.
Eddie Belfour just.
Yes. But you knew game 1, that series was over. It was over.
Name the 2 goalies on that Blackhawks team that year.
It was
Belfour and
and
Hasek.
Hasek, Dominic Hasek.
Unbelievable. That might be the best combo in NHL history in that.
Dominic Hasek is your backup.
And he went to Buffalo right after that. And he
And
had
they
a great career, but he never win a cup?
And they got swept by Mario Lemieux.
Yeah, he got swept by Mario Lemieux. Eddie Belfour Lemieux had his number, that's for sure.
I think Hasek won a cup. Did Hasek ever win a cup?
I think he did.
The Sabres?
Not the
No,
Sabres.
Sabres,
I think
no.
he went somewhere else.
He played up in Canada.
No, I
I
thought he
wanna
went to
say.
like Detroit or something.
Yes,
Stupid.
that's right. He's right. It was Detroit.
But yeah, that was just a great goal with 4.5 seconds left or whatever it was, and or 13.4. Just loved that goal. That was
My favorite one is the breakaway against Quebec Nordiques.
yeah.
And he's coming. He has 2 guys literally hanging on him. The one guy's
That's the
giving him,
statue.
Yeah,
Giving
it's a
him-
statue. That is a
giving him the
statue.
mushroom
Yeah.
stamp.
we learned about that a couple of weeks ago.
All right, enough Lemieux talk. JT, tell us what's going on with Pitt. Pitt basketball.
On the way over here to the $1 million studio, Pitt was a 10 seed in the East. They're going to play Wisconsin, which Wisconsin ain't a real good team this year like they normally are in the past. Like last year when they had Frank the Tank Kaminsky, but they're a good team. I could see Pitt getting knocked out early in this tournament as usual. But if Pitt does win, they'll play Xavier probably, and that's sort of a favorable matchup for Pitt. For going into for number 2 seed is Xavier, not a great number 2 seed. So Pitt can get past Wisconsin. Pitt may make noise, but they're just so inconsistent this year. But they're playing Friday. I'm not sure of the time yet, but that's who they play, Wisconsin.
Favorite Pitt moment?
Got to be Jerome Lane.
There you go.
Bring it home, Jerome. Bring it in, Jerome. That was the best.
I have no favorite Pitt moment. Just to say, no favorite Pitt moment whatsoever. I don't know. I think that's it.
Well, way to drag it down.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
You were right. He is a douchebag.
Would you please shut up? We're running up against time. That's why I don't have a favorite Pitt moment. We're gonna have the podcast live from Level 20 out in Bethel Park this Wednesday. What's the date on that? Is it the 16th?
Yes, March 16th.
Was it Send It In, Jerome?
Yeah, but send it in, Jerome. That's
Send It In, Jerome.
Why is it Send It In, Jerome? Who the hell wrote that?
Bill Rafferty? Is that Bill
Yeah.
Rafferty?
It should be Bring It Home.
It was on during their game the
Oh,
other night.
They play it all the
Oh,
time.
yeah. But it was on. They had the
They
guy
actually
that did
show
it.
it on the anniversary every year. Like it could be
Yeah.
Pitt might even be playing on ESPN. ESPN will show that highlight. It's one of the best. One of the best highlights.
Isn't it a shame for your basketball program? And I know we're up against time. Calm down over there, giving me the finger.
We have
and stuff
traffic
like
coming
that.
up. Come on now,
But
let's go.
yeah, isn't it kind of a sad state of affairs for your basketball program if your one highlight that gets talked about every anniversary is the backboard breaking?
That was big, man. Jerome Lane. That was a good team back then.
It's a great team. That's when I started like it. In late '80s. That's when I started liking a little bit of Pitt basketball. For as much as I like basketball, which is 0, but
You don't fill out a tournament bracket?
all right, fill one out. You know what I am? I'm like every office has that chick that just wins the tournament because she doesn't know anything, and she's like, "Oh, I like them because they're my favorite color blue," and they win. That's me. But I don't win.
This year, I think we should actually do that. You guys, JT, you actually follow college basketball. You should pick a bracket. I'll pick a bracket, and when it comes down to the end, I'll pick the teams with the best looking uniforms, in my opinion, and we'll see who does better.
That sounds good to me. I'll
And
be
then-
filling them out tonight. So
Let's also get a female or two to fill them
Yes.
out who doesn't follow anything.
I'll get Alyssa to come down here with the book bag stuck to
Yeah.
her face.
Yeah, oh, she'll be me.
we're either that, or we could go to Tennyson on a karaoke night and have a girl fill a sheet out for us.
Yeah, just circle.
And Suzanne, that was written down. I was told to say that by PJ, so you know.
Oh, Jesus. There it is. There it is. He could not go an entire podcast without using the wrong damn name. Oh, good God. All right, that's it. That's all we got. We'll come back to you.
Thanks, PJ.
All right. We'll come back live maybe 2 weeks from now, I think, is the next time we do this.
No, actually, we're doing the 20th. I think we'll do this Sunday. Then we'll take a week off and do it every other week from that point on. I
All
believe.
right, excellent.
Nice. More me.
You'll have time to.
So we'll talk next Sunday about the Pitt and see how far
Pitt
if they're
being
still going.
eliminated.
Pitt may be playing Sunday, but chances are they'll probably be eliminated.
They will
by
not.
Wisconsin. We'll talk about where the Penguins sit now after a week more of playing, which could change a lot, and we'll talk about the Bryant story.
Fallout.
Should more light. Should be more light shed on it.
Yes, definitely.
And that's all we got?
Oh, don't forget the Pirates too. Come on now, calm down.
We
Okay.
got the Buccos.
Oh, good Lord. All right. Have a great week. Talk to you next week.